There's some beautiful, beautiful things to see in Isfahan, and as Carl and Simon were working, I had a lot of time to work on my notes and so on. I'd be sitting down, try to find a private place to mind my own business, working on my papers and stuff, and invariably people would come over and want to talk. At first I was annoyed, and then I realized this is a delight. I've got everywhere I go in Iran, I've got friends, people that are well-educated, curious, and confused about America. They want to talk. If I look up, I got all these guys just looking down at me. Hi, where are you from? All right, we'll talk, you see. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And many times I wished I wasn't working so I could just have fun with all these people. If you ever want to go to Iran just on your own and have some fun, you'll meet lots of people, I can promise you that. I'm sure if you had free time, you would have no shortage of fun people to hang out with while you're traveling. And when I look at these little girls and I see their self-assuredness and their body language, I celebrate them. I just hope the best for them. And I want to have them not be afraid of the rest of the world, because I don't think they have any aggressive intentions. I just think they want to be able to live the way their culture wants them to live. We did a lot of walking around the streets, talking to people. I found there people were, happy to clown around with us and talk. I had to be careful because we're more casual and there's certain things you don't do. It's just impolite and puts people in awkward situations. I found that the mannequins even had to cover their heads. And we went down to the river, and that's where life really got relaxed and fun. I really enjoyed going down to the river because it seems like people were much more casual and candid there. They have a 6 or 8 or 10 mile long park on either side of the river, and in the late of the day when it gets cool and twilight, everybody's out. It's got to be one of the most beautiful ambiences that you find just as people paseo kind of stuff I've seen anywhere in my travels. And we had plenty of chance to talk to people. And then we went to a martyrs cemetery. I mentioned the Iran-Iraq war. They lost, nobody knows exactly, but there was 1 million casualties in the war between Iran and Iraq, 1 million. And their front was a lot like the Western Front, I believe, in World War I. It was that kind of hellish situation. And Iran lost a couple 100,000 boys fighting Saddam Hussein, interestingly enough. Every town in Iran has a martyrs cemetery. And if you want a powerful experience as an American, go to their martyrs cemetery. And there you see all these flags flapping and all these beautiful faces and all of the loved ones without their dads or whatever. And very poignant to me was this image of a mother sitting on her son's tomb. And I looked at that and I just thought, it doesn't matter whose side she's on. This is a horrible situation. And I just thought that is an amazing tragedy. We filmed that. There's also a place for the unknown soldiers. A lot of mothers don't know where their son ended up. So they also mourn, but they sit on tombs that don't have a photograph and don't have a flag, thinking about their lost boy. And I just thought it was a very powerful experience. And it was odd to be an American there with a film crew welcomed by these people who were mourning like it happened last year. There was no problem with us being there. People invited us to eat with them on the tombs of their dead sons. And it occurred to me then that it's very important that we do not underestimate the spine of other people. It's so easy for us to say, we'll shock and awe them, We'll shock and awe them, as if one big thunderous bombing is going to make them all give up and let us tell them how to raise their kids. I don't think they will. I had a very, very well-educated, impressive woman cross the street, come right up to me and said, I want you to go home and tell your people that we are strong and we are united. And I want you to tell the truth. These people are proud. I saw so much constructive, get on with life, raise your kids, get an education, build your community, good people. And I thought in one day we could radicalize these people and all of a sudden have 70 million enemies sworn to fight us to the death. I cannot stress the power I felt for these people would be willing to just fight until the last man was dead on whatever front was there. There's got to be a more constructive way to get around the problems, and that's the challenge that we have ahead of us. But they're not going to be easy. We talked about this stuff as we drove. We spent a lot of time driving, and here's Carl and Syed and Abdi and Simon and me. We're just debating these issues. It was so interesting. We drove down a long stretch where there was huge security. They bulldozed a big mound of dirt so we couldn't see anything past that, and that's where their nuclear power plants were and all of that action. And our guide said, keep your cameras down. You shoot a picture here and we're in big trouble, And I believed him. It was not allowed to take pictures of that.